stream here. It's been crazy. I mean, we had GTC 2 weeks ago, and then last week it was pretty much just getting back into the grind. I know it's not an excuse, but it gets pretty crazy after a bit of traveling and missing on some stuff. So hopefully the flow comes back for the work, the videos, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Now, and Nvidia is actually doing really well. Nvidia up roughly 4.8% on the day. You also have Broadcom up 4.8%. Biggest thing is it seems two things, right? I mean, the obvious thing, and let me just say hi to who the limit. We missed you. I'm sorry I left. I'm sorry. So we have Louis here. Nvidia's pumping. We have Ola. We have Mel here. We have good morning. Good morning. Go green. Nvidia runs begin. Meta, what do you think? Ario, I like Meta a lot. I actually, one of the few, I did a few, I did some stock buying yesterday, right? I did some stock buying. Meta was one of them. Louis, what's going on, Tim? It does seem like there's a lot of excitement right now of maybe the war, the end of the Iran war, right? So that's creating a lot of bullish sentiment right now in the overall market. And AI stocks, right? AI stocks have taken a huge hit. Those are the ones that have been down. And I don't know, did we bottom? I'm always negative. I'm always bearish in the short term, right? We have here a comment from Be Worthy. Did we bottom right now? I'm always bearish in the short term, but did I call the bottom yesterday? Yesterday I went on a crazy rant, right? Yesterday when there's very limited times when I go on a rant, but yesterday I did, and I was like, if you saw my videos, you probably saw the rant, but I was like, the market is a funny place. Semiconductor stocks are fun until they are not. And you can see the bandwagon of influencers. And I'm not taking it's everybody on X, on YouTube, wherever, where they just follow the price sentiments, right? A few months ago, everyone was talking about them. It got the views. Now no one wants to mention that, right? No one wants to talk about semiconductors and AI stocks. Then I kind of share my overall long-term thesis. I meant pretty easily, my long-term thesis is there's going to be a massive explosion of AI tokens that are happening right now, driven by three things: Codex, OpenClaw, and Claude Code. We are now starting to see more tool calling with AI thanks to these three solutions. And I don't know if you guys saw Jensen earlier today. He was at CNBC and he actually talks about this, right? He says that AI token explosion is happening because of these tools right now. And to me, these three solutions, right? These three, yeah, okay, good. I had three fingers up. These three solutions are the reasons we will be compute constrained for the foreseeable future. And the main reason I am long semis, right? This is why I'm excited about the overall industry. And I say, hey, look, no matter what, stock prices go up and down, long term, I'm still extremely bullish on the sentiment. And this reasoning, right? This, if you guys watch my channel and understand the stocks that I own and buy, is this. I believe we will be compute constrained. And who are going to be the winners in that? Obviously, Nvidia and other chip players. Obviously, the cloud server providers, right? You have your cloud server providers that if you are compute constrained, you're going to be able to charge more for GPU hours on the enterprise players and everybody else. Then I also like to go a little bit riskier with your neo cloud players, but that's why I'm excited about all these others. Is we won't have enough compute anytime soon. Anytime soon. We'll talk about the Nvidia investment, and then I decided to double down, right? Double down on my thoughts, and I did a video yesterday, and I was like, they are lying to you about AI, right? They're lying to you about AI. They're lying to you about this AI chip stock market. And I say, you weak hands are screwed. I think anyone who has weak hands in this AI industry, and AI investors is screwed. You're going to end up buying when everybody's talking about buying, and you're going to end up selling when things are looking sketchy, even though nothing has changed. So just another quick rant of the rant I did. But would love to hear what are your thoughts would love to hear what are your thoughts on the overall market. Again, obviously things can continue to go down, but I don't know if we bottom. I think we're closer to the bottom than we are to the top. So Abby here, Abby. Sold Adobe at a loss yesterday and rotated everything to more Nvidia, CoreWeave, Nebius, Iron, and Meta. I actually don't think that's a bad move, right? I actually like this move, right? I do like this move. I don't know if you guys will probably listen to it. Jensen was at CNBC, and there's something that he mentioned that maybe I thought would have scared the software market. He talks a little bit about how he believes software margins are going to compress, but their TAM is going to get larger, so you'll be making more money. And I'm surprised we haven't heard too many bears go run with that, right? I got to quit that before someone does. Yeah. We got Joe's here. Joe. Glad to you live chat again. I'm glad you're here. Right, glad you're here. Sadaf asking current outlook on CoreWeave. I mean, nothing has changed, right? It goes, and I'm pretty sure this question was before my overall rant. Is we did get some CoreWeave news, so maybe we can even touch that while we're answering this question. But if we are going to be compute constrained, what does that mean for CoreWeave? It means they're going to have some great time making some great pricing, right? That great pricing on GPUs. If they have great pricing, it means that their models were undershooting the money that they will make. And I think there's going to be opportunity for them to beat expectations dramatically over time. Now, at the same time, because of this massive compute constraint, I also think they're going to continue to invest pretty heavy in the AI industry, right? So I like it. I am completely, if you guys can't tell, completely AI built, right? I truly believe AI is, and it's because I use it on a single every day. I think it's the technology that's going to completely shift everything, and investing in it is probably one of my favorite ways to go about it, but also doing stuff with it, right? And the more I do with it, the more I'm like, I can't imagine how this is not going to explode in the next 6 months. I can't imagine how this is not going to explode in the next year or 2 years. And to me, that working on it gives me that bullish sentiment of it. So CoreWeave, nothing has changed for me. I'm still bullish. Obviously, the risk is you're investing too much, right? You're investing too much on it. Their capex is high. They have high debt, right? Um, and then you have the bearish thesis of GPU depreciation, which I think is completely wrong. And some of their previous loans were a little bit higher than what the market sees now. But I think that's changing. That's because they were the front runners, right? They were the first to do it. But let's look at CoreWeave Investors Relations. So today, CoreWeave mentions that they closes on a landmark 8.5 billion finance facility, achieving the first investment grade rated GPU-backed financing. Financing reflects further reduction of cost capital and growing institutional confidence in CoreWeave's model and execution. And I think that's what's crucial, right? One of the big bearish theses for CoreWeave and a lot of these players is there's no capital out there to give money to your loans, right? Everybody's scared. But here you're getting now investment grade rated GPU backed financing, and it shows the complete opposite, right? The complete opposite that there's banks are out there giving you these loans. And this is the first of a kind non-recourse facility with an A3A. I personally don't know too much about the ratings. I'll talk about AI. I'll talk to AI maybe later on to understand a little bit more about it, marking the first high performance computing infrastructure delayed drawdown term to achieve investment grade status. Again, I don't know what this means. Again, I'll do a little bit more research on. I can't say I'm a master in what investment grade and all this means. I'm assuming it means they get better terms. But everybody was talking so bad about CoreWeave, right? Everybody was down talking CoreWeave that they wouldn't be able to have strong allocation of capital from other players. And here they're saying, no, look, we just did 8.5 billion with a B. So overall, pretty excited. I'll look a little bit more into this later on, and maybe see what's happening within the industry. But that is no main changes for me for CoreWeave. Now I see some other people in chat. My boy Matt, yo, look whom it is. I'm in a very good. What's going on, Matt? You know, Matt, I got to see you next year at GTC. It was crazy. I know you would have loved it there. I know you've been to other ones. You've done too many before me. But I think it'll be cool to see you there. Hopefully next year I can meet up with you. Pretty interesting, right? It's pretty cool. There were a few Nvidia employees in the past few weeks that have emailed me and said, "Hey, Jose, you were at GTC. Why didn't you tell me?" I'm like, "Yo, you work at Nvidia. Why didn't you tell me? Like, why didn't you tell me you were there?" Um, but it's pretty cool to see that people from like one of the main companies that I cover watch me and actually enjoy my videos. So uh, it's crazy. I like it. What's going on, Paul? What's going on? I don't understand. Um, has he ever shown Miguel? No, I don't think I show my portfolio, right? I share my thoughts here, right? I share my thoughts. Um, I share my investments. A lot of people know I was pretty heavy in Nvidia. That's all, right? Why I don't like to, I don't have to brag with the comments. But I talk a lot about kind of the portfolios that I own. I think I've done a few about allocations. If you're curious, Nvidia, AMD, CoreWeave are probably like 50% of my portfolio. You have you have Microsoft, you have Meta, um, you have Google, you have most of the mags outside of Apple and Tesla, and then you have some growth plays. It's purely semiconductor stocks, semiconductors and AI. Um, I'll be there 100%. Matt, if they do DC, would you go to GTC DC if they do it again? I'll probably go there. We have Vanessa here. AI has the biggest potential of any tech yet to destroy civilization, but it also has a slight chance to create a utopia. It's just a question of exact. Ben, this is this is to me. This is to me the funny thing about AI, right? I don't think we're any. Hopefully, we're not there anytime soon. But it's either AI screws us over or AI makes us the biggest winners. I don't think there's any in between. So for me, if I invest in AI and it's the biggest winner, congratulations, I rode that wave. If AI screws us over and takes over the world, well, I mean, my money's screwed regardless. It took over the world. I don't need the money anyway. So it's like it's a win-win situation. That's big brain thinking. All jokes aside, but that's that's how I kind of see it. Let's see. I have some other questions, guys. But if you have any thoughts, feel free to repost the questions. I might have missed it. Uh, Overall, let's just look at the market. I'm not sure why Snap is up 14%. What does Snap do? Snap up 14%. Applied Digital up 13. CoreWeave. Nebula is nice. Nebula is up 10% as well. I do believe if obviously CoreWeave is able to get a lot of these great ratings on certain loans, the answer is easy. Core Nebius is going to do the same. Nice. Air test system. Wow. Air test system up 21%. Now, Marvell up 12%. A really great day for the port. An amazing day for the port. And this is why it's easy. Timing the market sucks, right? I'm pretty sure someone yesterday. I don't. It's most likely no one here in the chat. There's no one here in the chat that did it. But someone out there, not in this chat, not on my community, whatthetriphappened.com, someone sold yesterday, thinking it was going to be one of the worst days today, and today seems to be one of the best days. I mean, imagine selling air yesterday. Obviously, stock prices can go down, right? We can kind of see we can continue to see volatility in this market, but imagine the FOMO that someone who sold yesterday at 4 o'clock, or maybe even this morning at 9:30, or even pre-market, how much FOMO they had seeing Airtest System up 21%, seeing Marvell up 12.5%. This is why I personally don't time the market. The only thing I try to do is make rant videos like the one I did yesterday, where I told you weekends are screwed. And I guess that was true. Um, okay, I see a lot of people are asking for this. I guess maybe I could start doing it. Do I post it every so often? Hey, you guys can see who I follow. Amit's there. Um, Hopefully there's nothing else here, but a pie chart. I'll start thinking into this, right? For sure. Let's see. Nice. We got Esmal yesterday. I think text on the comment. He was like, "Yo, come back to YouTube live streams." So give him a shout out. This is one of the reasons I'm back. And Big Buck, Star Buccaneers. If you're here, Star Buccaneers is a super chill guy. He cool peeps. So let's see any questions I might have missed. Eddie, I like this. The Mag 7 stocks look really oversold. This was much needed bounce. I mean, I really like a lot of I probably sound like a broken record just there, and my inference was broken. But I've said I'm a boring investor right now. I think Mag 7 is going to be great. Why would I want to risk with other players? I like risking with other players, but I think just going pure Mag 7 investments is one of my favorite ways. Again, this year, you have Microsoft sitting at crazy low levels. You have Meta sitting at crazy low levels. You have Amazon sitting at crazy low levels. You have what's the other one? Nvidia, right? Let's just look at forward PE ratios. Let's go to fiscal.ai. If you guys didn't come from Tanner and use his code, make sure to use mine at fiscal.ai/Jose. But if we just look at forward PE ratios, and let's look at the mags that I enjoy pretty much right now. Let's look at forward PE. We have Nvidia. What do we have here? We have Alphabet. We have Microsoft. We have Amazon. And I mean, let's even add some of the other Macs. I think these are other magnificent companies that should make it. I think TSM should make the list of Mac, even though I don't own it. I think it should make it. Broadcom, maybe too. I know a lot of people like Broadcom. And just curious, I'm curious to see Oracle in this list. Let's kind of just download this, and where are we going to be? I want to eliminate some of the noise here. Where's PNG? And then you just open that up here. I mean, isn't it crazy? TSM, right? TSM forward PE ratio of 17.2. Wild, right? Wild. Where's Nvidia? Nvidia is not 26.05. There's something fishy going on here. Something fishy going on here. There we go. That was fishy. Never mind. Now I'm opening it. It wasn't the right time frame. You have and Microsoft 19.49. That is wild to me. I think Microsoft is going to continue to grow like crazy, right? I mean, their Azure has massive opportunity. Sure, maybe you could expect some weakness, right? One of the things I guess for Microsoft is you could expect some weakness in gaming sales and consumer tech, right? Maybe you might expect some weakness in the PC market due to high memory prices. That's what the market's a little bit fearful of. That 19.49, I'm colorblind, is not Microsoft, that is Oracle. But same, Microsoft is 21.4, 21. Still cheap in my opinion. Right, and there might be some fear of the consumer tech, but their subscription solutions are going to continue to do strong. Their cloud solutions are going to continue to grow strong. They're most likely going to be able to do if more AI subs as well. Nvidia at 21. I don't know. Why would I want to look outside of Max 7 when I think these are attractive? Broadcom 23. I didn't put that in Max 7. You have Google at 24, Amazon at 27, right? TSM at 19. I think if you were to tell me, Jose, this is the next portfolio you have, this is the portfolio you have to hold for the next 5 years, I'll be like, that's fine. I'm fine with it. Let's see what else. Yeah, Matt Jensen on CNBC this morning with Marvell was the treat. I watched the interview. It was I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, being a Marvell shareholder gets me even more excited about this partnership, and it does give me some questions about Broadcom. Right, we'll talk about Marvell in a bit with Nvidia, but it does bring me some questions to Broadcom. Let me see some other comments, and then after I'm done with some of the comments, we move back to we'll talk about Marvell in a bit. What's going on, Big Bug? Long time no talk. Just kidding. We were just talking. Jose, do you think Uber is a blockbuster? Is blockbuster or next era logistics super app? If it was, user right now would think it's more of the next era logistics super app. They have so much data. Data is crucial for AI. They have massive install base. That's all you need, right? A massive install base and massive data. I think you're positioning for a super apt position. I'm seeing a lot. Oh, and my probably you probably couldn't see it because of my freaking. Let me move it. Maybe nope, that doesn't do it. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Maybe it's easier for you guys to see. Um, let's see. Big Bug's gonna pick up some lunch, but we'll listen to you while driving. Historically low PE numbers for those Max 7s. If I pull over, Eddie, a long time, a lot of these are sitting at very low. I mean, Nvidia is sitting at I would say almost 10-year low. It's crazy. Um, Nvidia's day chart got me wondering that I could buy. I could go out to eat today, right? I could go out to eat. Um, I don't. I want the classic. Don't give me that nonsense. What is this? Google short Google. Why the heck did it just recommend me that and then give me some nonsense? Broadcom is 23. Is that what it said? Let's see what it said on the chart. This is not it. Wait, which one is it? It's this one, right? Yeah. Broadcom right now is yellow 23, 23.1. Yeah. Micron at 3x 4 PE ratio. But with Micron, it's just a little bit weird, right? Hyper gaming. If you kind of follow the cycle a little bit, I talked about it. I think right now Micron we're going to be complete memory constraint. I think I did a video 2 days ago. We're going to be compute constraint 2026. I think 2027, maybe even 2028. The way we're moving right now, it but I see why I have been a little bit more bearish in memory stocks after this massive pull down on them. I'm actually a lot more bullish on them, right? I'm leaning more bullish than bearish on them now. Micron 320, I mean, I think from what we're seeing with AI demands, this is going to be a crazy, crazy year. So I haven't bought Micron, but I can definitely see the attractiveness right now. Let's see. Noob. Hi, Jose. Any thoughts on STM Micro, Big China Fab, NVIDIA partnership, and one of the most dominant microcontroller manufacturers in European, STM Micro? If I'm going to be honest, I don't think. No thoughts at the moment. I might have to do some research on this noob. I'm a noob on this one. Cal, I do think, let me just say, well, I do think Micron is going to be okay. The current Micron got hit with 2 hit pieces, and I don't think it's directly right. It's just overall market, but it got hit with 2 hit pieces. The first thing was that Google nonsense, right? The Google Ultra Quants or whatever. I actually did a post on that a few days ago. I'm trying to be a little bit more active on X, right? So if you haven't, make sure to follow me. But I kind of talked about it, right? It's like what Turbo Quant is, right? And in my opinion, this is not going to do anything for the demand of HBM or any types of memory solutions. So I thought this was nonsense. The second thing is you saw kind of those spot prices go down, but they tell you 30% off, but your prices are still massively high. We are still supply constraint like crazy. We are extremely supply constraint in the memory space. HBM is sold out for this year. HBM is sold out for next year, or most of it is already kind of accounted for. You're going to create a pent-up demand, right? Because of HBM, you're not supplying the consumer market with as much memory as you need to. So the consumer market has this pent-up demand, right? In previous streams, I've talked about how the consumer space, I believe, is going to be super sucky this year. Laptops are going to go up in price. There's going to be extremely low inventory. Laptops, phones, everything going to go up in price because of memory. And at the same time, the manufacturers of those are going to say, look, I don't want to pay these crazy memory prices. I'm just not going to build this year, right? I'm going to wait for prices to go down. I'll take off a lot of the low margin phones, low margin laptops, and just not build them this year. So there's going to be a massive pent up demand. So if things even start to get a little bit better in the memory space, you have the consumer space just come in and say, look, we're starving right now. But the AI accelerator market is still starving. It's extremely, extremely starving. What I think is an issue though is margins now for Micron, right? Micron, I think with these long-term contracts, Micron and all these players, they're kind of creating maybe a ceiling to margins, maybe a ceiling to price increases. And I margins are still crazy high, but I wonder if the market is seeing the negative side of that. It's like, all right, so there's a ceiling. If there's a ceiling, what's next? After a ceiling, do we start to see a bit of a pullback? I don't think we do, but I wonder if that's what the market is kind of fearing at the moment. Hopefully that makes sense. But I think so many hit pieces. Can you make Fiscal.ai lower their price to $10 bucks a month is great, but crazy expensive. I guess it depends, right? I mm, I enjoy it. I think it's really good for the price. How is it possible we are green, Jason? I mean, obviously. Did you not read my video yesterday? It's just because of this. I woke up the market with my 8,000 views. I told the market, hey, you're wrong. You're wrong. Stop lying. That's how we are green again. It's because the market woke up. Do I own a lot of Meta stock? Um, I think I actually own all of them equally. All of them are high tens of thousands. So it's like not in the teens, it's like in the high. I don't think any of them are six figure yet. Outside of like in forms of the Max 7 outside of Nvidia's and CoreWeave. But I would say yes. I think it definitely I own. I would say a nice amount of Meta. Weighing position, weight wise, definitely not. Weight wise, definitely. I think weight wise, maybe it might be like 5-6% of our portfolio, if that. I have to look at it. What's going on, Ed? Yes, a live stream. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I know I say this all the time. I'm sorry. I was busy. It's been a crazy month. It's been a crazy month. Even my channel has been slow. It's been slow, but I'll pick back up. I'll pick back up. What's up, everybody? Damn, Sir Living Stream. Damn, I didn't buy the absolute bottom. Got some Meta today, but after the pump. But I mean, if you're getting Meta, what? It's still 540, 550? That's still a great value. I think anything right now is still a great value, right? Especially this like 6% growth is not gonna break that it wasn't a value. How long do you take, Dice? I saw you posted this. How long do you think it will take CoreWeave for Nebius will be profitable? It's just a scare. It's just such a dynamic market where if you're building much faster, in a more expensive route, it's gonna take a time. It's definitely gonna take a long time for this, just because the massive demand, the massive infrastructure build out. Can you talk about price targets for Nvidia and AMD? Are they still accurate even with this war? I don't I don't know if I don't know. Do I have price targets, Louis? Have I given price targets? I personally believe if AMD succeeds with the MI 450 and grows, they have the opportunity with that $20 in earnings per share to get to $600 in the next 3 to 5 years. I think even with this war, that is still to me. I don't have a price target within the next 12 months or the next 6 months, Louis, so I don't know there. For Nvidia, I think easily a $10 trillion company, right? It's um until I couldn't. He couldn't live stream until the market recovered. I couldn't, but I still did videos, right? Like I said, it's yesterday. Yesterday I went on my rant. You guys are not giving me the thanks I deserve. You guys are not giving me the thanks. Yesterday I went on my rant on YouTube, calling this market stupid. I posted on X yesterday calling the market stupid. I needed to come back. I needed the bounce to happen so I can come back and live stream. So Louis, you were talking analysts. mean, I think you're starting to see some reiterations in price targets. Um, Jensen, at least in his discussions with Marvell, if you guys saw the CNBC, he mentions that there was a question asked towards Marvell's CEO about if any of the current events happening around the world is creating a slowdown, and they say no, it's definitely not. Um, it's definitely not. There's still massive amount of growth happening in the industry, and it's just acceleration. Well, right now, so FNY here is asking, what do you think about Lumentum and Micron? I would say I don't know too much about the optics industry just yet. That's going to change. Obviously, I spent a lot of time doing research and reports. I think. What do you think about? I think Micron, like we talked about it, right? There's massive opportunity. HBM is going to be supply constrained for a very, very long time. Hi, my liege. Nvidia, $240 stock right now. Thank you for your attention to this matter. I wish we would be out and about vacationing. Yeah, no, that was different. We would be chill. I don't know. We would be something that I normally don't do. Velocity. So here, Velocity comes in with a good question. Velocity, this is a really great question. Isn't AWS a threat to Nebius, where AWS could easily offer what Nebius is offering, i.e. GPU as a service, if they see this as a lucrative thing? Well, they're competing, right? They're competing against each other. I think no matter, and this is where you have to make your decision in the long term is, do you think we're compute constrained for the foreseeable future or not? If you don't think we're compute constrained for the foreseeable future, then kind of this clouding solution becomes a commodity with a lot of players. If it doesn't become a compute constraint, then there's multiple winners, multiple winners. And I think that's the future that I see, that we are completely compute constrained. In the market, when we start to limit, when we start to see that compute constraint is no longer a thesis, I do believe a lot of neo cloud players are going to take a huge hit. But I think for now, um, it's in a market in a cycle where neo cloud players can also win and cloud server providers can also win. Gabe also has another question here. I like Gabe's question. Thoughts on agentic AI and CPU demand for AMD? Exploding. Agentic AI. And it's not necessarily agentic AI itself, Gabe. And I'm pretty sure you know this, but for those that are not familiar, it's more tool calling, right? Tool calling. Most applications, right? Most applications that you run on your computer, let's say being my browser, right? Opening my browser. If I'm doing Microsoft Word, if I'm doing something with a Salesforce CRM solution, if I'm doing something with most apps in the world right now are all running on a CPU, right? They're not GPU accelerated. They don't run on a GPU. They run on a CPU. So if we're coming to this era where AI agents can go and say, I can tell my AI agent, hey, go to my app. Let's say, let's go to Photoshop. Go to Photoshop, open up Photoshop and draw XYZ for me. Draw a blue balloon and make it my thumbnail whatsoever. That tool calling, that AI agent is going to end up using a lot of CPU power, right? A lot of CPU, a lot of that workload is going to be shifting to the CPU as well. There's obviously the GPU running the AI agent, and it's looking at the AI itself. It's like, hey, I'm watching what's happening. What do I do next, right? The AI is thinking through the GPU itself, but the tool it's using is being used by a CPU. Now, if you have multiple people just running multiple Adobe Photoshops or whatever, the CPU demand goes off the roof, right? It goes through the roof thanks to tool calling. And we see we're in the market where we're going to be CPU constrained. We heard from AMD that demand for their Epic server solutions continue to grow. We saw Intel, right? Intel, what are they doing? Intel is shifting. And let me pull up AMD's charts right now. What is AMD doing? We saw from Intel that they're shifting consumer wafers, right? Consumer CPU wafers and pushing it into server CPUs because the demand is crazy right now. So I think this is going to last a very, very long time. Um, and I think the CPU market is having a nice inflection moment. This is also bullish for companies like ARM. I think it's one of the main reasons ARM has exploded recently. But yeah, hopefully that answered. Iceberg, what's going on, Iceberg? Nvidia deserves to be 200 plus right now. I think, yeah, it does. I, 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 I think so. I think a lot of these stocks. I mean, even the 200, you're still sitting at what, mid 20s for PE ratio. Um, Wait, I also saw some people say hello to me. What's going on, Clayton? What's going on, June? I don't know if I said hi to you guys already, but appreciate you guys coming through when I'm off and on. So appreciate the support, guys. I really do. Eh, Ma, agosto, magosto. For me, I was like, me gusto, but I don't know, whichever. Yes, you're still alive. I'm still alive. I'm still kicking. I'm still pretty good. Um, pretty good there. And Gabe, I'm glad you enjoyed the answer. Yeah, so I think the CPU market is going to be extremely compute constrained. Really, I mean, um, I mean, you can see one thing. Let me just show you guys what I do with AI. Right? Let me just show you. So I use this platform, and a lot of the I use this platform called Quarter. Right? Quarter is expensive, right? So expensive. It's about $6,000, $7,000 a year. This is where I do a lot of my research. Now, let me just show you how cool AI is getting. So I have, let's look at my watch list, right? So we have watch lists. I have all my watch lists right here, right? In my watch list, I can actually go and let's go to Claude AI. Claude AI. Let me say, and now Claude has ability to connect with things. I can go connect, go to Claude. I mean, go to Quarter and add a new watch list for me. The new watch list should be called AI Stream and add Nebius, CoreWeave, Marvell, AMD, Nvidia into it. After that, give me their most crucial moments from their recent event. Now, the great thing about Quarter, right, is it only has topics. It only has data from the company. It's no hallucination. It's not doing anything else. It just has data from the event. For example, if you go to Nvidia, right, it has GTC. It has the Q&A session. It has the transcript. If you go to keynotes, I get my transcripts and so on and so forth. So let's see what's going on with Claude. So it's doing this. All right. So it says the watch list was created. Let's see if the watch list was actually created. Let me just go to home. Let me go to watch list. Maybe I have to refresh. Now it has AI stream. Let's edit AI stream. Oh, look, AI stream. What does it have? It has Nvidia, AMD, Marvell, Nebius, and CoreWeave. That's exactly what I asked it to add, right? Now it's gonna, outside of that, now it's gonna go to there and it's gonna pull all the research that I wanted to do. Now, this is a very simple prompt that I made in what, 10, 15, 30 seconds. Imagine, and this is why I say I use AI like crazy. Imagine the real prompts I have, the prompts that I have this thing running for like 30, 40 minutes, researching everything I need to know about a certain company. I can be reading 10 years plus of transcripts. 50, it's insane. I'm a one-man team. I'm a one-person team. Imagine a 10 team, a 10-person team, how much AI they're using. It's wild. It is wild. So look, it says they added the AI stream. Now it's gonna go from it's gonna tell me about the event. I personally am very confident with the accuracy behind it. And It's giving me for Nebius, right? Crucial moment. Management disclosed ARR targets of 7, blah, blah, blah. Again, this was a simple, um, it's a simple prompt I made in 10 seconds, 15 seconds live here. I mean, if you want some real cool stuff, you got to check out whatthechipHappened.com, right? That's my community. That's where I'm burning tokens like no tomorrow. Like no tomorrow. Um, but yeah, I don't know if you guys found that cool. I did. I like to showcase it. But let's talk about Marvell, right? Let's talk about Marvell right now. Any other questions I have? If not, all right, we have a question. All right, someone thought it was cool. HQ thought it was cool. Jose, do you like Marvell or Teradyne? Um, I own one. I don't own the other. I like Marvell. I own Marvell. We've talked about Marvell in this channel numerous times. Um, I look Teradyne. I mean, I haven't really followed too much Marvell. I like a lot. So I wouldn't compare them against each other. Let me tell you why I like Marvell. Marvell to me is bullish for various things. First, we talked a little bit about it here, and I talked about it in the past. Is I just believe we are in a compute constraint market, extremely compute constraint. And in a compute constrained market, you need to build as much compute as possible. Marvell obviously helps big players do that. It helps Amazon build the Trainium. It's going to help Microsoft build their, I forget what their AI chip is called. Um, and they're working even on more generations. Outside of that, not only are we focusing on one AI chip, the other thing that's crucial is when you have this AI market, you can no longer just think about the chip. You think about the overall ecosystem, the whole server, the whole rack, the whole supercomputer. Um, and for that, you need interconnections. You need networking solutions. You need scale up. You need scale across. You need scale out. And Marvell's working on all of that. So on a very top level is AI compute constraint. You need to be able to talk to a lot of solutions. Marvell helps in build compute and talking to solutions in various ways. Market cap of $86 billion. What is there not to like? Obviously, there's risk, but I think the opportunity is massive. Now they just announced that deal with Nvidia. Now let me tell you where I think this is fun. Nvidia and Marvell. Let's see. So Nvidia today announced that they are expanding Marvell. And Nvidia's AI ecosystem expands as Marvell joins forces through NVLink Fusion. Now, if you don't know about NVLink Fusion is the networking solution that NVIDIA has created to talk to all types of things. So NVIDIA is saying, look, I know you as Amazon, right? Amazon, I'm talking to you right now. Amazon, I know you build Trainium, but right now you're spending billions and billions, hundreds of billions of dollars on AI compute. And you have now two compute solutions. You have being NVIDIA's AI infrastructure. So you have NVIDIA's AI infrastructure. And then you have your own infrastructure with the Trainium. You have two independent engines. Don't you think it makes more sense that you can build your engine with your CPU, but somehow connect it to my infrastructure as well? Because now instead of having two independent engines, isn't having one super engine even better? It creates kind of like a one standard solution. If you ever want to swap back and forth with other within our solutions, it's a lot easier. You don't have to build one data center for NVIDIA, and you don't have to build one data center for Trainium. And then if you need to take one down and replace it, then you have to do retrofit. Why don't we work together if you're working on Trainium, that we connect everything together? So, so when you build these data centers, it doesn't matter what you buy. You can be able to connect whichever. And NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA is doing a lot of things. They're not just building a GPU. They're building the cooling system. They're building the CPU. They're building the networking solution. They're building the storage solution. They're building everything. Marvell and Amazon, what are they just building? They're just building the Trainium. They have the Graviton, and they also have some networking solutions. But can you really outpace NVIDIA in all those solutions? Can you really outpace them in storage? Can you really outpace them in networking? Can you really outpace them in CPUs and everything else at the same time? The answer is, I think no. So instead of trying to race them in everything, how about you focus on your Trainium and then you come to me and we can connect everything else together. And now we have this super engine. Now, that's how I see it, because now you're able to connect your XPUs for customers developing custom XPUs. NVLink Fusion enables a heterogeneous AI infrastructure fully compatible with NVIDIA's AI system, allowing seamless integrations with NVIDIA's GPUs, NVIDIA's LPUs, networking, and storage platforms while leveraging NVIDIA's rich technology stack. Also, I mean, if this is your first time here, guys, I don't think there's anyone on YouTube right now, anyone on YouTube that provides this type of info, right? It's very top level. NVIDIA good, that's it. Bye, bye, bye. But it's good to understand why, right? What is happening here? Many people talk about ASIC. Is it a competition right now? I don't think so. NVIDIA has created a whole ecosystem. You build an ASIC, sure, come through, connect it to my system. We're fine now. You'll be able to buy my stuff. Um, it's a great move. Now, Marvell also has a lot of networking solutions, right? So any networking solution, Marvell wins here, right? To connect that Trainium, right? To connect that Trainium to NVIDIA's ecosystem, you need to have some interconnection. You need to have a lot of networking solutions between there. That's where Marvell wins, right? That's where Marvell's like, me and NVIDIA, we worked on this together now. So if you need to connect your XPU or whatever to them, I'll be able to sell you this connection. Now, this has me thinking, right? This has me thinking, is Broadcom eventually going to come and say, NVIDIA, I want to be part of the NVLink Fusion as well? Because, and let me know, what are your thoughts right now? Let me know if I think I'm crazy. Do you think Broadcom would enter the NVLink Fusion domain? Right now, they haven't. Hawk Tan, I think, is very competitive against Jensen. But I think right now no. Yeah, so Dr. E. James says, I think Dr. E. James, I wonder if he was answering, saying no. But maybe not. Maybe, I don't know if Dr. E was if maybe there's a lag here in a chat. But in my mind, let's say I'm Google, right? Let's say I'm Google. I built billions and billions, hundreds of billions of solutions of data centers. I spent hundreds of billions of dollars on building TPU solutions. And then I also spent hundreds of billions of dollars building NVIDIA solutions over multiple years, right? I'm not saying 1 year, right? But multiple years. I spent $100 billion on TPUs. I spent $100 billion on NVIDIA GPUs. Wouldn't it be better for me to somehow have a system where my TPUs can also talk to NVIDIA's ecosystem and again, create that efficiency, right? Create that efficiency of having my ASIC connect with this massive AI infrastructure stack. Why wouldn't Google say, hey, I actually want to go to Broadcom and say, hey, why can't you help me connect to NVIDIA's infrastructure, right? Why do I have to build all these different investments for two different types of infrastructures? Can I connect them together? Can't you help me do this instead? Do you think Broadcom is going to say, oh, no, we're not going to do that? I think Broadcom is going to get the pressure. OpenAI, right? OpenAI spends a lot of money. It's going to spend a lot of money on Broadcom. You don't think OpenAI is going to go to Hawk Tan and say, hey, why can't I connect my AI chip that we're working with NVIDIA's solution? Why? Right? Is it because you just don't want to? I want to do this. It's either Broadcom, I think, eventually has to say, look, yes, we have to do this because it increases efficiency. It's and this is definitely a thought process, right? I like this thought, right? Is I think NVIDIA's customers don't like their dominance, but you know what NVIDIA customers like? They like a better total cost of ownership, lower token cost. And if I can still build my own ASIC and still build it, but then have the ability to connect to that dominance and I still get better TCO, then it's a win-win for everybody. So I wonder if eventually there's enough pressure from customers, because I think Hawk Tan itself wouldn't hop on it, right? It's their I don't think they would. Um, but if, let's say, I want to connect with NVIDIA system and they're just so good, I think they're going to start to have pressure on it. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. We'll see how this plays out. Maybe I'm just too NVIDIA pilled. Um, but I think it's an interesting dynamic, and it's what I have fun learning about the semiconductor space. PBH, don't be that nice to me. I'm gonna read it because I think it's a good comment. I'm gonna read it. Man, Jose, you should be teaching some tech class in college for future Miss Majors. I don't know what Miss Majors. MIS Miss something in I don't know infrastructure. I don't know. Um, management info system. Oh, I just had to go one step lower. I just had uh um I just had to go one. It's I'm a management info system grad from 19. Appreciate it. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah, I mean, it might not happen, right, Esther? You might be right. It might not happen. But I think now the chances of it happening are not zero anymore, right? It's a little bit higher than zero. Um, oh man, this is mind blowing. That's smoking the J. Yeah. And this is why, I mean, I'm just so excited about the AI system. I mean, just the AI tools that I showed you. I'm burning massive amount of tokens per day. I think it's pretty fun. So, Marvell, I think it was a great addition for Nvidia. I think we're going to continue to see Nvidia make a few more investments. I wouldn't be shocked, right? I'm not saying they're going to do it, but I wouldn't be shocked if in the future they make investments in Credo and or Astera Labs, right? I think that's actually even possible. Um, I think those are two possible investments in the connectivity because it does seem like Nvidia is focusing a little bit more here on the connection side as well. Um, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I try to hit the mute button. You use a blogger? Who's you? What's going on, Fusa? Who's you? The other thing that I found interesting is so they mentioned the companies will collaborate on silicon photonics technologies. Marvell will provide the custom XPU, like I mentioned. And the other thing that they talked about is this AI RAN ecosystem. This is a market that I don't know much about. And I think I keep hearing NVIDIA talk a little bit about it, right? So this is what I believe are like the towers within the edge that kind of help a lot with the communication. Again, I don't know about it, but this is something that does it so this is a market. I keep hearing Nvidia talk about it a lot, and this is one I think we should focus on because when Nvidia mentions something, eventually it comes true. It might not come true this year or next year, but it comes true. Um, I do have a question here from Edster. Edster, the Claude demo you did with the watch list. How did Claude do that? Does it have access to your quarter account or does it have access to your PC? The first prior. It has access to my quarter account. One of the things a lot of companies are doing is, and I'm not an expert here, but it's a protocol to communicate between things. And this is the protocol. It's called Model Context Protocol. Um, it was introduced by Anthropic that allows AI models to seamlessly connect with external data sources, tools, software, and development environments. So this is how it was able to do it, Edster. So a lot of ones are right now where right, you can connect to a lot of things without controlling the PC. Now, obviously, within the account, you also have some, you have the ability to read and write. So there's some security risk. But with, again, it's just quarter. It's not like I'm giving it, I don't have deep files or anything in there. Yeah. Let's see, PBH. I'm just glad to have worked for Accenture for 16 years with my MI. At least I didn't get two ways, but I pray for the new grads entering the new world of tech and AI. But PBH, I think it changes, right? It changes the way, maybe at least right now, it's going to be a little bit difficult. But I'm just curious. There must have been a time where not everyone knew how to add, right? Not everyone knew math. Actually, I don't know if everybody still knows. So there's probably some people that still don't know how to add. But like eventually there becomes something that everyone is expected to know before working, right? So is that the thing? It's like there's going to be a moment right now where AI is going to be this destruction, but eventually it's like everyone knows how to use AI, so it's like it's it even that cool of a thing anymore in the future? And it's like, hey, I mean, you know how to use Word, right? People used to put, I don't know if they still do, and if you do, it's not um it's not nothing against you, but some people, right? I think still put like Microsoft Word as school tool usage, right? And maybe it depends on the workload. If for example, in the engineering workforce, if you put I know how to use Microsoft Word, you don't. It's like why would you put that in your resume? Again, it depends on the work, I guess, on the work staff and everything else. But let's say if you go to a full engineering, if you go to a full engineering place, it's like you don't put that in your resume that you know how to use Microsoft Word. I think eventually it's gonna be that, right? Where it's like you're just expected to know this, and you know this, and it's jobs are will be fine. I just don't know. Um, all right, I don't know if how if I was trying to explain it right, but um, interesting. Thanks. I need to start using Claude. I've only, but this is Edster. The only way this communication happens is if the both com with the protocol, it's like it knocks at the door and says, "Hey, can I use you?" You need to have the subscription, right? So eventually, I think eventually, like Adobe will have an MCP with Claude, but for Claude to use it, it needs to have the subscription to Adobe. It's not like just because there's the communication there, you can use it. You need to have that subscription. So this is why I don't think software is dead, right? It's not like software is dead. It's just human interaction with software is going to be different, right? It's I'm not gonna be using Adobe, but my I still need the subscription because if I need my AI agent to use Adobe, I need to make sure I'm paying for the subscription. Just for me to use this connection with Claude with Quarter, I need to have a subscription, and it connects via that it checks that first. Dave here, Claude, connect me to Jose's Quarter account. um, so it's going to be a interesting world with software. Sergeant here. Sergeant, you would say, don't get too excited. The market went up last week and then crashed. This is just another iteration of the same. Well, if it happened last week, let me just be happy for the day, and then we can be back to being a little bit mellow for the next few days. Let's take a win, right? Nothing wrong with taking a win when it happens. Spring, yeah, it was super nice weather in Jersey today. Amazing, amazing weather in Jersey today. Amazing weather. I'm super excited. I went with the little one earlier today. We went. My little one loves train stations. Well, he loves seeing trains. So we just walk to the train station. We just sit there, have a dad son conversation, as much of a conversation as we can have, and just watch the trains pass by. It's awesome, right? It's awesome. Sorry to rain on your parade. Just stop it, all right? Stop it. Um, let me see. So PBH, we're asking. So you're right. The AI agent will check if it has access. Like you wouldn't give your AI agent access to everything right away, like 1 week. Exactly right. I wouldn't. And it's like, hey, first I'll give you access to Quarter. Maybe eventually I'll give you access to my Google Drive. Not my Google Drive, my Word document or something, whatever. And over time, he started to do more. Um, For me, it's just Claude. It's just Quarter right now. But yeah, and then now think about that PBH, right? Think about that. Every time you give it more access, you're gonna be using it more often, right? It's like now you know you know it uses your Quarter, you know it uses like let's say fiscal.ai, you know it uses Google Finances. How many times are you gonna be calling AI? Now you as a user are gonna be using more tokens on a daily basis. The more tools that AI can then use. the more you're going to use it. And bam, it's like, how are we even compute constraint? One person, if more tools happen, can increase the compute usage multiple X times. Then you add new people to it. I don't know. 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 I might be like I said, I might just be too crazy with AI. I just might be too crazy. Jose, my wife's been asking for her sapphire rings. Is it time to sell the games for her wedding gift? I don't know. I don't know. What were we talking about? We talking about air here? Yo, my friend is such a stalker. Um, Yeah, I mean, eventually, right? And it's not just having trust on it, it's just the actual technology, right? I think security is going to get better, right? And I think this is where security stocks go and improve, right? Security stocks, cybersecurity companies are gonna have to find ways to make sure they can have this safe environment, right? If someone creates a cybersecurity market where there's like, look, if you have your MCP, if we have this protocol where your AI is using, and we know for sure it's 100% safe. It's not going to do anything crazy. That cybersecurity company is going to win. And then more enterprises are going to say, wow, now that we know it's safe, we're going to use it even more. We're going to give it more access, right? If you start to, so right now it's the fear of the cybersecurity behind it, but eventually you're going to have the improvements in innovation there. Let's see. And let me change this because maybe some people come and just see that image here and they're like, yo, what the heck are we learning about MCP? Marvell, 99. What is Nvidia? 174. Very good. Very good. Um, so let's see. Jose Najarro. Jensen Sabia. The market misses several things about Nvidia. We're gaining share. We didn't have Anthropic. Our growth. Yeah. I mean, it's accelerating. This is, and the other thing that they talked about in CNBC's interview is this is not a zero sum game. And this is something I talk a lot about in this channel. If this is your first time here, also, welcome. Make sure to hit the thumbs up. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. I try to stream as much as possible, but with the little one, with the random travels that I do, it's very hard for me to be consistent. So just hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And hopefully when I'm on, um, you might get a notification. But the other thing is, in this channel, I talked about how the market sees the world a lot very binary, right? If this one loses, this one wins. If this one wins, um, if this one wins, this one's gonna lose. That's not happening in this AI industry because we are so compute constrained. A lot of people can win at the same time. No one is losing. And NVIDIA just showcased that, right? NVIDIA says we're gaining market. We're gaining market. They're accelerating growth. But you also see Broadcom seeing massive revenue growth. You see Marvell seeing revenue growth, right? You see AMD seeing some growth as well. So it's like, how are you guys all growing? How is that possible? How are you guys accelerating growth? Like, and it's a perfect example where you are compute constrained and it's not a zero sum game. Um, Jose, are you playing hard to get with these random timings? I am, Sam. And this was a great episode. I think this is probably one of my best episodes ever, ever. So you missed it, Sam. You missed it. Uh, Rag, great stream. Thanks, thanks, and thank you. Um, I did not see this. I did not see this. Did you see Google said they could break crypto with quantum if they feel like it? That's a weird thing to say. I'm not, I don't, let's look at, is anything good happening on X right now? Let's see if there's any good X posts that we can talk about. Um, if I actually got the bottom yesterday, you guys can make any more bottom jokes about me. Just, oh, so there were other people talking about the bottom yesterday. Um, Juju stand by me. I'm pretty sure this is going to end somewhere. Uh, this isn't true. Someone tested out that saying hello in Claude actually uses 2% token usage. What are they on the free mode? I don't think that's true. Oh, this is for you. Okay, let's go to a following. I actually want a following. Let's see anything good. Um, I also wonder if should I just what do you guys think? There's Nvidia has invested in a lot of companies. What do you think this portfolio looks like? Do you think this portfolio outperforms the market? Let's say someone goes out there and buys the same type of equal weight that Nvidia has in these companies. Do you think it outperforms the market? Should we make that portfolio? Um, how is this? How many people? So two reasons we are green based on the mid. Worst, uh, what is it? No, I was gonna say World Star. World Star. It's not World Star. Oh my God, something Street Journal. I forget. Last night said Trump is willing to end the war. Trump post this morning basically confirming it. Okay, that's it. I didn't want to read anything else. Clark Code leaked their source map, effectively giving you a look into the code base. I immediately went and won things that matter. Spinner verbs. There are 100. What are spinner verbs? My favorites. Okay. Um, boom, 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 boom. Okay, nothing crazy. I don't think anything crazy. Let's look at stock prices really quick. Um, we have Air Test System up 23%. I haven't looked at it, but I think there was a new customer announcement. We have Applied Digital up 14%. We have Marvell up 12%. We have Nebius up 11%. We have CoreWeave up 11%. Really great day for the market. Obviously, we're Wall Street, Wall Street. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God. Someone. World Star Street Journal. World Star. Oh man, you guys. Oh my God. I completely, this is how AI crazy I am now. I forget everything I don't need to know. It's just how can I burn more tokens? Um, but yeah, guys, I think that's it for my stream today. Um, that's it for my stream today. I am gonna head out. I got to work on a video. I got to work on some content. I have to work on a schedule for this, right? I'm curious. I'm curious. Do you guys prefer the 11:30 to 12:30 a.m. Eastern time, or would the 2:30 to 3:30 work better? Would love to. Let me know. Let me know what you guys would prefer. Um, and tomorrow's April Fool. It is April Fool's. We got to remember that. Um, but let me just put it on poll. I can actually do a poll. I don't know why I don't think of certain things. Let me just pull up a poll. Let's pop up a poll. Let's pop up a poll. No, how do I do a poll? All right, engage. Let's start a poll. Better stream time. 11:30 to 12:30, or 2:30 to 3:30. All right, you guys. Let me pull this up. Somebody said 9:30. I can't talk from 9:30 to 4 p.m. Oh my God. We, if I was on from 9:30 to 4 p.m., you would just watch me for a whole 10 hours or so. I don't know how many hours. Just use AI. That's all you would see me doing. And watch the answer be very, I actually think this is a very biased question to ask too, because obviously everybody here at the 2 o'clock at this live stream is going to say the 2:30 to 3:30, and if I go on to the 10:30 to 11:30, the people are obviously going to vote more towards that time because that's when you need to be on. So see, this is why that's very biased selection here. All right, so we're gonna see. I mean, it's 50-50. You guys are wild. I mean, it's 60-40 right now, but hey, why can't I see the damn poll? Ah, there we go. 9:30 to 4 p.m. Man, you guys are wild for that. To rewind. Yeah, Sam, it was fun. All right, guys. So I am gonna head out. All right, I'll catch you guys later tomorrow. I will be doing a video, um, obviously a YouTube video in the next few hours. So make sure to stay tuned. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. And I'll catch you all later. Peace out. Now, time to end this stream. I always forget how to do that.